Hello everyone and welcome back to Sonia Budgets. And I would like to first of all mention the budgeted, somebody wipe off my little TV dinner tray, that's salt on there. The budget community on YouTube is huge. It is growing every day, and there are just a variety of budgeters out there. Now, I've noticed a trend in the budgeting world. A lot of them will say Dave Ramsey inspired. Well, their budget is nothing at all as Dave Ramsey recommends it. My budget is not at all as Dave Ramsey recommends it. I mean, you have to do what is best for you and your situation and your family. I've noticed that the young women have some of the most ridiculous categories. Now, like I said, you have to do what works for you. It must be a millennial thing, and for the millennials coming up, and that are young women, young men, young parents, that they dedicate money, and quite a bit of money, to date night. Now, I'm 57 years old. When I was young and I had young children, a date night was getting your kids fed, getting them bathed, getting them into bed, and you and your husband sitting down to watch a movie or whatever you want to do for your date night. That's how we did date night when I was a young woman. But now they put aside money and they go out to eat, they get somebody to watch their kids, and they have this beautiful date night. I absolutely do not understand that. And another pet peeve of mine, and I have actually quit watching certain budgeters because they do this, and I'm not going to call out any names on that. That would not be nice of me, and I just would not want somebody to call me out on something either. I am going to do a shout out to some of my favorite budgeters that are very sensible. A couple of them do have date night, but but they will set us. Some of the other ones that I don't like, and I have quit watching. There was one girl in particular, I don't remember her name, but she said budgeted for her kids' birthdays, which is perfectly fine. She had young children, but she was budgeting $600 or $700 for their birthday. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what you give a child. It's their birthday. It's not Christmas. It's their birthday. I mean, I save up $400 a year for my grandchildren's birthdays, and there are 11 of them. And I save up $400 for all 11 of them. It is not Christmas. It is their birthday. And then on the third pet peeve, the top three pet peeves is the date night, the absorbent amount of money they put aside excuse me, for their kids' birthdays. And the third thing is how much they put aside for their own birthdays. I don't put aside a penny for my birthday because it's anybody else that wants to buy me something for my birthday. I don't require that anybody buys me anything for my birthday, and it's a good thing. But I don't set aside a penny for my birthday. If my husband wants to get me something for my birthday or take me out to eat for my birthday or anything like that, that's on him. It's not for me to save up $1,000 because I want to have a good time on my birthday. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that you save money up for your own birthday. I don't get that. But There are some budgeters that come when I get a notification that they've uploaded a new video. I am excited to watch and see what they have going on. Number one is Journey to Peace with Me. A big shout out to her. I'm not sure what her name is. I don't know if she's ever said her name, but Journey to Peace with Me. She is a public defender or works for the prosecutor's office. I'm not sure, but somewhere in Florida. And her husband, I believe, is in education. He is a coach or a teacher or both. I'm not sure. They have 3 children, and she does a very sensible budget, very consistent budget, and she does very well with it. And then there is another one. Who was it? There's one girl. There's a very young mother, with a 2, almost 3, or she's already 3, and she is extremely successful. Very, very, very sensible in her budgeting. She is. I can't remember. I don't remember her name. Apparently, I've not subscribed to her. But I will shout out to her when I do figure out who she is. I did go back through my subscriptions, didn't find her in my subscriptions on YouTube. But when I do figure out who she is, I will do a shout out to her name in particular. She has it. She really has it going on. Number 3, I absolutely love when budgeting with Ira, or budget with Ira. I can't remember which one it is. When he posts a video, you need to go back to like March of this year and just do a binge watching of his videos and see how much he has progressed in the last few months. At the beginning, he had not one spare pound because he is a UK budgeter. He had not a spare pound to contribute to anything. He was just keeping the lights on, basically. But he has progressed so much, and I'm extremely proud of him, and he's fun to watch. And the last one is actually one of my subscribers, Hands and Bands, I believe is her name. And our Hands and Bands, I believe is the name of it. She is a school teacher, and she has, I believe, 2 children at home, and she is a very good and can teach you a lot, and a very sensible budgeter. Okay, so rant over, shout outs over, but I wanted to, I heard somebody mention the other day on one of the channels that I watch that they were not in the point in time in their life to figure out their net worth. And I got to thinking about that, and I don't think it's ever too soon to figure out your net worth. Your net worth may be in the negatives. I don't know. Your net worth may be, positive $10,000. Whatever the case may be, your net worth is your net worth. Now, net worth sounds like something that you would look up on Google and look at George Clooney's net worth. I've done that before just to see how he was doing, I guess. Not really George Clooney, but just different people that I wondered how successful their career had been and different things. So what I have decided to do, I've crudely made up this form, as you can see, but it will work for what I want to do. And there's probably a form out there that I could print out basically doing the same thing, but I want to crudely do my net worth, and that is absolutely not as arrogant as it sounds. It's not near as arrogant as it sounds. Basically what I'm going to do, and I've got a cheat sheet here in my table. I'm on a TV dinner tray. I do not have a desk. I need a desk, not just for filming, because probably will never have a setup to where you have candles burning and all of these things in the background. I don't understand what that has to do with creating a budget, but to each their own. But I want to list our assets about what they're worth, a modest estimate of what they're worth because I'm not an appraiser, and then our debts. I want you to deduct those two and see what our net worth is. Now, at 57 years old, you probably would think it would be a lot more than it's actually going to be. Personal property. Personal property, the way I'm counting it, okay, is I'm counting my home. We have a camper. We have a tractor. We have a large utility trailer. It will hold a tractor. It does hold the tractor. We have a John Deere riding lawnmower. We have two buildings that can be sold and moved. They're both insulated and electrified, and one of them is actually my workshop that I don't work out of anymore. Actually have a commercial space now, but all of those things combined, a modest amount, I would say around $80,000. And then our vehicles, I'm gonna put our trucks. We both have a truck. My husband has a 2016 Duramax diesel that he inherited when his father passed away, and that he paid his sister for her half of, and it is completely paid off, debt-free. And I have a 2018 Chevy Silverado that I do own, but the value of those two I estimate to be around $70,000. Okay. Then savings that actually is in the bank, $8,111.92. Not very much. We have a Roth, which is not much. It's been in the bank for years and it's collected very little. We have a CD that is $207.28. And our sinking funds, which I'm going to go back and recount those. Cash savings is $14.86. And I'm going to go back through because I have spent some of the sinking funds. Now, I am not counting checking account balance, and I'm not counting our cash envelopes. Cash envelopes are the ones that you spend out of on a regular basis, like groceries and gas and spending money, that sort of thing. So, these are cash envelopes right here. This is our gas, our spending money for work, and my husband's spending money for work and groceries. We'll start with these. The reason I want to redo this is because I know some of this has been spent. My husband went and picked up his medicine, and yesterday and so I know this is less than it was. So we have 20, 40, 45, 50, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, $57 in medical in our prescription. This is just for prescriptions. We both take quite a few different medicines. Dr. Copay has $40. Christmas for this year is done. Property tax has nothing in it. Car tax has nothing in it. Miscellaneous and projects both have $50, so that's $100. Small trips, we put $200 in there last week to go to South Alabama, and we came back with $22. Meat has 300, and that is probably going to be spent pretty soon. Okay, birthdays has nothing. Car maintenance has 15. Clothes has 110. Our little boys that are staring at me right now, they have $100. Vacations has 321. House insurance has 570. That's fixing. Most of that's going to be gone in a few days because it's time to pay that. Holidays has 50. And we in our grown children's money that we are setting aside for them has 450, 600, has a combined of $600 because child 5 had a birthday and she has no money but to start on hers. All right, so that gives us a total of $3,920. Okay, so the total for this, and I'm going to write this like this, because on down the line, I'm going to put how much it has changed from month to month. Okay, so our assets are $164,031.13. Now, for our debts, my truck, I have gotten it down to below $30,000 now, and I owe $29,893.25. On our ELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, owe $35,991.35. So the total for this is $29,893.25 plus $35,991.35 is $65,884.60. Now I'm going to take these two numbers and I'm going to subtract this number from this number. One 164.31 minus 65,884.60. That brings our net worth to $98,146.53. And I believe that got everything. Oh, there was one more thing. I knew that sounded way off from what I had figured out the other day. For my business equipment, I have several sewing machines. They're all used now by me, but I did figure a depreciation on those. Not what I paid for them, but the depreciation. many hundreds and hundreds of spools of embroidery thread, fabric galore, many quilts that are made up, a lot of things that are stuff that has been made up and ahead for people that call me up and say, hey, what kind of queen size quilts do you have right now? What kind of king size quilts do you have right now? Whatever. So I have figured very modestly on this at $25,000. So refigure this: $25,000 plus $80,000 for personal property, which includes our home, $70,000 for our vehicles, for in the bank savings, our Roth, our CD. This is full disclosure. Our sinking funds, not including our cash envelopes, and our cash savings, our cash money challenge is 189,303.13 minus 65,884.60. Okay, that looks better. 123,418.53. Now I'm going to do this every month. Now I think in January this will go down. It may not go down, but it won't go up by much, because I am going to have to take the sinking fund for our house insurance and pay a chunk out of it. And then my husband has not bought his tires yet, so there's still $1,500 in car maintenance when he goes and buys his tires. That's going to take a chunk out. And so there may be a decrease in net worth in January, but hopefully after January it'll start going back up. Now, the way to increase your net worth, now I'm not a financial advisor by no stretch of the imagination. I just consider myself to have some common sense. But the way to increase your net worth is to decrease your debt, because every dollar that you decrease your debt, your net worth goes up by $1. And with savings, the more you save, the more your net worth will go up. Now, if you're working on both of these things at the same time, you don't have any more money than you would have if you just worked on one of them. So you have to decide what's most important. Now, this home equity line of credit absolutely does not bother me because it is tax deductible. My truck, however, is not. That's why I'm attacking this vigorously this next year, is to try to bring that down. That bothers me. I do not like making a vehicle payment, because I do know that they do appreciate every day. Not maybe a truck may not depreciate as much as other vehicles, but they do decrease in value constantly. Now, I don't mind making a mortgage payment, which I don't have a mortgage payment anymore. Pay that off. I guess this next March will be 4 years ago. But typically a home value does go up. A vehicle value does not. So I will have to be taking that into consideration each month when I revise this to see where we are, and decide how much I think the depreciation on those would be, on the vehicles, and figure it that way, figure out the depreciation on that stuff. So, but right now we have a net worth of approximately $123,418.53. So that I want to increase. That one of my budgeting goals this year is to increase this number. Now, I can tell you that one of the goals is to save $20,000 cash savings this year, but overall, the goal is to increase this number. Now, we will do that through the $20,000 savings challenge. We will do that through hitting this payment right here as hard as we can. We will do that by through savings and paying off the debt. Hitting, not paying it off. I'm not going to pay it off, but hitting it as hard as we can. Those are the two things to raise your net worth. I'm sorry, but it's like 6:20 in the morning and my brain's not functioning good yet. But anyway, it's about time for me to go to work. I woke up early this morning, but I did go to bed very early last night, about 8:15, and I got my nap out about the time my husband left to go to work. So, may make for a long day, but I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a successful day in whatever you do, whether it be cleaning your home or getting your car washed or carrying your kids to school or whatever your day holds. I hope you have a successful day. Thank you all so much. And I have a new subscriber. I believe it's Danny on a dollar, something like that. She subscribed today. So, I only have 7 subscribers right now. I don't care about that. But I do know that, when it will increase. And when it does increase, you can go back to the beginning and watch as things progress and how things change from month to month. Thank you all so much and have a great, great, great day. Bye-bye.